By now, you've already seen the premiere episode of Season 2, Get Down for the Upstroke. And that means you're already familiar with the first of the Season 2 code techniques, downward pick slanting. It turns out to be the secret ingredient to the incredible string switching efficiency of Yngwie's picking technique, but it's also so much more than that. Downward pick slanting is the most fundamental concept in all of advanced picking, and it forms the foundation of so many of the greatest techniques in the history of the guitar. Jazz legends like Django Reinhardt, Tal Farlow, and George Benson, rock icons like Eddie Van Halen, Randy Rhoads, and Steve Vai, fusion geniuses like Eric Johnson, country legends like Albert Lee, and of course, shred pioneers like Yngwie have all engineered their entire styles around this one powerful technique, completely independently and, in most cases, entirely subconsciously. It's gotta be one of the most fascinating mechanical coincidences in the history of music. And if you want to hear more about it, then you are in luck. We're proud to announce Season 2 of Cracking the Code, where we begin to unlock the true power of our ability. We start the season in Episode 1 with downward pick slanting and what it all means for the pursuit of great guitar technique. In the rest of the season, we'll be tackling topics both exotic and familiar. We're going to talk about motion mechanics like elbow and wrist, when they matter, and frankly, when they don't. We're going to talk about one-way pick slanters like Yngwie and Eric Johnson. We're going to talk about two-way pick slanters like Michelangelo Badio and Paul Gilbert. We're going to talk about primary down strategies used by Mike Stern and Rusty Cooley. We're going to talk about primary up strategies used by Al Di Meola and Rusty Cooley. What? It's a crazy Venn diagram of a world out there that most people don't even know exists, including the players themselves. But don't let that fool you. These techniques are not optional. If you want to play fast, clean leads with a pick, you must use them. And if you don't already, that's okay. They're learnable, like anything else. To help you along the way, we'll be hosting periodic live Talking the Code webcasts, where we'll discuss the latest episode, play additional examples, and take viewer questions to help you break the cycle of the constant search for technique. Endlessly practicing the same traditional exercises with a metronome is not going to get you there. Focusing on small movements is not going to get you there. It's not that these things don't work, it's that they don't work without all these other movements that it takes a musical genius to stumble across. That's where the Eddies and the Yngwies, and the Djangos and the Tals actually come from. That's the way the greats do it, because that's the way that picking actually works. Now, you probably have a ton of questions. That's good. Write them down, because on Talking the Code, we'll be taking your questions live on the air. And we'll be plugged in, too. So we can have a real musical discussion with real musical examples. Now, we're excited to be into Season 2, and we're excited to be starting a new kind of discussion about the way advanced technique is really achieved. So please check the website for dates and times. You don't want to miss us, but also we don't want to miss you. We look forward to seeing you on the air. And once again, thanks so much for watching Cracking the Code.